Hey, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So over here, I want us to be able to add something new here. So let's see what happens when we click. For now, I'll refresh the page, inspect the console, clear what's there, and then add lecture. So, yep, something wrong here. So it must be a simple thing. Now, if we come back to curriculum view here, this is the div in which we add content there, right? So I'll click this, copy that. We just change it to lecture, JS lecture, should work. And let me come to, I'm on the curriculum object. So let me come down here. There's a button over here. Let me just try to follow the format. So there's a button and then there's JS curriculum, right? So back here, let me see what I can do. So button here, and I have to put these guys above the button here. So I'll put this over there. Now the only problem is these guys are supposed to fill in the space. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Let me cover this in another div, like so. Okay, so it's in another div. Let's see if anything gets damaged. Okay, so the damage is done. Let me just grab this class, copy and paste those classes there. Let's see if that helps. That doesn't help much. Okay, let me undo this. Let me try and add an extra div here. Oops. From there, this one, we'll copy this, paste it there. Let's see how that disturbs things. Okay, that seems to work. Let me add some text in there. Okay, that seems fine actually. So I'll leave it be. Move that like so. Then change this to JS lecture. Okay. So if I now refresh and try to add a new lecture, it adds there, as you can see. These are now lectures. So what I could do is write in here, I can say lectures. Let's see if that does not disturb anything. Yeah, it doesn't. So lectures down here. Let me remove the h4. Let's just use a div. Okay, cool. Now maybe we could also put an HR tag, just so we see there's a difference between this part here and this part down here. Okay. Then I'll add a break tag over here. Let me move this inward, like so. What happened there? Anyway, it is what it is. So lectures here, if I click add, it will add. I can add more, just like that. So we have a section, we have lectures down here. Now the issue is if I add this one, it will add in there because there's no uniqueness here at all. Okay, so once it tries to grab JS lecture, it will get the very first one every time. So what I need to do is make this one unique using the UID or something. So what I will do is there's object UID here. which is unique to this row, or I can use object ID itself. That too should work because it's just to give us some uniqueness. So I'll grab that, come down here, do that, put a dash here. So this, instead of UID, we just put an ID there, like so. Okay. And then when we click the button, we have to know the ID here so that we can grab the item properly. So this is the item we're adding to, right? So just grab this and put it here as well. Okay, that way to add in a very specific area. So click. Okay, so that doesn't work. Let's come back here and see what's going on. Lecture ID is undefined. Where is this? Let's troubleshoot, shall we? So if I click here, inspect the element, go to the console, it says lecture ID is undefined. So it shows you when you clicked, it went to the add new function, and this is where the problem is. Now it can't show me the error because there's mixture of HTML and JavaScript. So what I would do is just follow things from here. Let's see. Placeholder add, enter title, name lecture, enter lecture title, JS lecture add. What else am I missing? Okay, that seems okay. And now let's go to the lecture object, which is right here, and add new. So where is the problem? This is the section, and that's the object. So we are supplying two things, section and object. Let's make sure of that. So that's the section, and this is an object. Okay, cool. So back to lecture object. So everything is done here. I want to see where the problem starts from. So section is equal to JS lecture. Okay. Now there are not many sections here, so min.lecture.minimum inputs. Okay. Add value of non-existing. Okay, value object description. Okay, all this looks cool, but the problem is the JS lecture, the section, always has a number at the end. Now we don't know what the number would be at any given moment, so we can just say if it's equal to that. So we need to use a preg match instead. Okay, so after all this is done, document.querySelector dot plus the section dot append child, and then lecture ID inputs count. Okay, so the ID here is the problem. So what does ID mean? Let's come back here and find it. So ID here we got from the section, we replace the JS. Okay, so we replace the JS and left with the actual thing. Then ID is equal to ID.replace all, every dash with an underscore. Okay, I think this is where the problem is. All right, I think I get it. It should be this one. So lecture dot input count, which is this one. Now, since there are not many sections here, I think we can live with doing this. Lecture.input counts. No, it should be lecture.lecture. So if I remove ID and just put lecture instead directly here, So it will be lecture.input counts, which is lecture input counts. This should not even be here, but because of the old code, we should just have this input count out here, so we don't have to go lecture. But to avoid restructuring the code, we'll just do it that way. This should be okay. Minimum lecture. This can live. So I think that was the only problem down there. Let's try this again. Okay, so another error going on console. Lecture ID is undefined. We have removed that. So where is it coming from? Where do we have lecture and using ID? Let me select this ID here. Where is this? It was only here. Have I refreshed? Still a problem. Lecture ID is undefined. The problem is I don't know. I can't see which code has a problem here. Where am I using lecture ID? Let me try and find it. You know what? Let me undo this. Let me try and find this. Control F. Okay, so there's 3 matches. Where else? Ah, right there. Okay. See? Very difficult to see these things. So let me select all of them, edit them at once. I'll simply do this like that. Okay. Very cool. Still adding here, unfortunately. So why is that? So query selector that.selection. So what I want to do is find this selection here. So just say alert section. Let me also see where section comes from. ID section. No, section comes directly from there. So let's see. If I click, okay. Oh, there's undefined at the end. Okay. I think that answers the question. So the reason it's undefined is because whatever we are sending here is undefined. Let's see that. If I go up, where is this? In the HTML, that's what I'm looking for. Come on. Oh no, not in the HTML, sorry. Down where there's a lecture object here. Wait a minute. There's a part where I added JS lecture. Maybe I can just search for it. Okay, so this is the one right here. So this is in the curriculum object. So down here where I added lecture, this obj.id is unknown. That's what it's telling me, that this is undefined. So why is it? Anyway, for us it doesn't matter. We can use the UID as long as it's just a unique value, that's all. Also, this should be in a loop. Is it in a loop? No, it isn't. So that should be fine. Okay, so refresh. Let's try that. Okay, so there's a unique number at the end, which is cool. And then let's try this, another unique number. There we go. So it's working now. Let me go and remove the, in the lecture object, the alert here, because that can be annoying. Alright, so what we have now is we have unique IDs for each item we are sending an add to. So if I click add, it knows to go here. If I click on this one, it knows to go there. And if I add a new section, I can also add a lecture there. And more lectures like that. And then add another section, add more lectures to that section. Wait a minute. Why is it doing that? Okay, that's because at some point the UIDs start repeating themselves. Okay, so using a UID isn't a good idea either. So let me remove that. That's because new items don't actually have an object UID, because here if the UID object isn't there, we're just adding an empty like that. And if we add an empty like this, then it becomes the same for every one that we add. So we need just a way to add a random value to the whole thing. So let's just do this. Let me just grab this and just put math.random like that. Okay, so that's a random number, but still, even with this random number, it's possible that it can repeat itself. So instead, let's add to it. So plus math.random. Okay, so we can try it this way just to make sure we limit the possibility that we're going to have a repeat. But the problem with this is these random numbers are quite long, not very good. So what we could do is, because this object is always here, we have the inputs count here, right? So let's use that because that's always unique. Where is that? So here, inputs count, yes. Yeah, but this is for the curriculum. Let's use the input counts for the lecture. Yeah, because all we want is for these numbers to be unique, that's all. And if we go to the lecture part here, the lecture object, every time we add something new, the count is increased as well. So we can reliably know that that is always unique. So let's use that instead. Actually, wait a minute. No, we should use this one, because each section should be unique. Even though I add 10 of these lectures, it shouldn't affect the next one. Okay, so we're supposed to use this one actually, that. So let me copy this and put it here, just to make this thing unique. Okay, so whatever ID we put here will be unique, and we're repeating this so that we tell it exactly where to find this object when adding a new thing. So this and this must be exactly the same. That's why we're doing that, so that it can find it. Let's try this and see if it works. Okay, so we have an error here now. Let's inspect, see what's going on in the console. It says window.object name get meta is not a function. What did I change here? Let me undo this. Let me try if things work. Okay, so they work when I do that. So which means this is the problem. Where does ID come from? Curriculum ID inputs count. Curriculum. There's only one, so the input count is in here, so no need to use the ID. So let me just do this. Put a dot and do that. Let's see if that works. Still doesn't work. Window object get meta is not a function. What's happening here? Okay. How is this affecting something else? Oh wait, let's see there. Okay, so what's happening is that there's a bracket here and there, which is destroying the JavaScript altogether. So it says it's not a function because the JavaScript is broken at some point here. This should solve the problem. Okay, there we go. Let's try this now. So there it works. Let me add a lot of these and then try to add one from here. Okay, still working. Let me add another section, add more of these guys, add another section. Let me keep going until I see if it can break. Let me come back and add on this one, add on this one, add on this one. Okay, so things are working out. So we can have a section with many lectures here and there as well, and there as well, and there as well. So lecture title, enter a description, title, lecture description. And then we can just add a third one for the file, the video file there. So title, description, and video file. That should be good. And okay, cool. This is great. Only that, let's see. Let me come down to deflex and align items center. Let me copy this style. Come back to the lectures object and add it there as well. I don't think I have it here. That's this div and that div and this div. Paste. So deflex is already on this one, so I'll remove that there. It's these guys I want in the center. So okay, so that's working now. All right, cool. So we just need one extra browse button here for the what's that, for the, there's an input here and description here. That's for the video file. So I can put an input like so and just say type is equal to file and then close it like that. So that if I refresh and click here, now you see I can browse to add a video file. So I can simply do this. Like that. And there we go. So video file there, description, browse, and there we go. So we should be able to add a video from here. Click there, and click to add a video and another video here, etc. Now while we are doing this, if I try, I want the moment I click browse and select a file, it should start the uploading process immediately. Same thing here, click, upload that immediately. Oh, maybe not. Maybe we can start the upload process once we hit save, I guess. That's still workable. Because we do have a progress bar here already, so I think that's a better solution. The only thing is, because there will be many files added here, we should be able to see an upload progress bar here for each and every one of this, or I guess the same one that runs up here can work. I guess so, since everything is being sent at the same time. Okay, cool, no problem here. Things are looking up. Let me try and delete one of these. I haven't tried that. Did I manage to remove? Okay, something is being deleted. I don't know if it's correct or not, but something did get deleted. So let me try and add some text here. See which one gets deleted. Okay, so the first one did get deleted, but the whole thing was deleted. So something wrong there. Anyway, we'll fix it in the next video.